All right. I believe we are live. Yes, we are. Cool. All right. Well, welcome everyone on this amazing, what is it? Saturday, right? That's right. Saturday. We have another race, another day, another round of matches in the 2024 Metroid Fusion 100% tournament. I am Flash Frost, here with friend and fellow speedrunner Nacho CPA. Nacho, how you doing, dude?
I'm doing good, Flash. How about you?
I'm doing great. I'm a little out of breath because my phone almost died. I left my charger in the car, so that was fun. But yeah, we got it. Just in time for the race too, so pretty
Yeah,
good.
this should be a good one. This should be a solid race overall, I think.
Yeah, I agree. What are you most looking forward to for this tournament or this race in particular?
Um, I just wanted to see where they were in terms of leaderboard quick before I.
Oh, yeah. We have those times here, by the way. Glenn, both of their times, by the way, are unsubmitted. They both have personal bests that SRC doesn't reflect. Glenn has a 143.01. I think he got that last week or earlier this week. And Hercules has a 141.33. So it's a matchup between 15th and 21st place on the leaderboard. So nearly a top 20 match here. Looking pretty exciting for sure.
Yeah, this should, barring any absurd RNG that at least I saw on the earlier the 4-way race yesterday. I would expect it to be a fairly close. I think it could be a very close race. It could come down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. The times are separated by just over a minute and a half or so. And when it comes to a race of this length, I think 90 seconds can be covered by these two runners, especially quite easily. They both have shown potential to get 141s on multiple times. So, as you can see, they're both practicing, or one of them's practicing. Glenn's got his, love it. He's a MetalGlennSolid fan, in case you don't know by his name. So the joke behind that top left little rotating thing, that is a revolving ocelot. I believe there's more to the joke. Glenn, if you're in chat, maybe you could explain it. I believe the ocelot is is holding a revolver. So a revolving ocelot that's revolved. He can explain it when he's able to. But really funny. And as you can see, Herc is practicing that space boost. Nacho, you've worked on that space boost yet?
Absolutely not.
It's a fun and stressful trick for sure. Fun trick.
The only trick, I'm not really practicing any new tricks really in my runs. The only thing I'm trying to make sure is I nail down the quick kill box, which is something I haven't really started doing in 100% so this week. So, and I took off of Fusion for like the past 2 days after my race with Monkey to just relax for a bit. So I'm excited to really see what these two runners pull off. I'm expecting a lot of cool tricks and hopefully nothing out of the ordinary like we saw with Dark Spy. But
with the reverse cleanup, yeah.
What about you, Flash? What are some of your expectations for this race?
Well, my expectations are that we're going to see a little bit of some different cleanup things here. Herc obviously is doing Sector 6 a little different. I do believe Glenn will go for more shine sparking strategies. But here's the thing. I expect that both of these runners will actually put on a pretty good show. And considering that two of our top runners yesterday PB'd and two runners in that race also were quite on really good paces, it doesn't take a lot, especially for these two to get some personal bests. So, I wouldn't be surprised if one or both of them had their best race of the tournament so far. It will be hopefully, that's a little bit of some copium, but I think we could definitely see that. Absolutely with these two.
Yeah, I can't agree anymore. It's always fun. Cleanup especially, there's always a lot of room for it to either go really well or really bad is what I'm learning. Mm-hmm. So especially Sector 6. So what Herc's practicing right now is very crucial for at least the way he runs. Oh, he's got that.
Perfect room there. Mm-hmm.
So
that's right.
That's a trick. It's a lot of these tricks are really cool, and some of them are really big time savers. But if you mess up, you need to be able to adapt quickly and hit your backups to minimize as much of that time loss. And that's going to be I think that might be one of the big things, is how adapting to to some of the random patterns that some of the enemies have and stuff like that. That's going to be a big thing.
Yep, that's right. And here's the thing. Since there's 2 racers, we will be able to more accurately keep track of some RNG tidbits. Those of you viewing at home on chat, if you want to watch, go ahead. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Something to note as well, just some interesting tidbits behind these 2 racers here. Both of these runners have recently got back into speedrunning this category, and they both have shown that derust is not a long process for them, again, due to the fact that they both have any personal bests. So, or they both have had personal bests recently. So again, Glenn 21st, Hercules 15th, most of them have not been reflected on SRC. So if you look there and you see, then their times aren't accurate, trust me, that's why Nacho and I are here. We know these times. All right. We're here to let you know so you can have all the information to have fun during this matchup, by the way. Something of note, this is the 2nd race for both of these runners in Group B. They both lost their first race. So believe it or not, even though this is not an elimination match, it should be treated as such, because whoever loses this will have 2 losses already, and it's going to make it harder to kind of get out of this group with 2 losses. It really hurts. It's going to be very close to impossible to get back, but that's why you do these races, you know, to try to figure out what's the to see who will advance, of course. Hercules chiming in on chat. I gave up this category several times. Last time I ran this was 3+ years ago. So Herc took 3 years off. Glenn took roughly around a year off, and they're both back at it. And after some practice, they're looking to bring on quite a great show. Hang tight a second while I take care of some business on the side. But yeah, Nacho, if you have anything else to add.
So yeah, like you said, both of these races are currently 0-1 in the Group B. They both are racing autumn late on, I believe, Monday. I think it's almost back to back, if I remember correctly. So it's really going to come down to how the like, I think between those 3 of Autumn, Herc, and Glenn, it's going to really come down to the very last race in terms of who makes it into that bracket stage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be something that's really big. And if I'm not mistaken, Autumn scheduled both of these racers on the same day. So Autumn, if you're listening, good luck. That you're doing 2 races on the same day. That's a big ask. Pooling for all runners here, by the way. We're friends with all of them, of course. Just to reiterate, this schedule, today we have 4 matches, Nacho. We have 4 matches across Speedgaming channels on Twitch. We have this one, which is going to begin a little after 3 o'clock. It's already 3:08. Things are being worked on in the background, of course. It is a process, so we're hoping that this begins soon. I think one of the things we're waiting for is MetalGlennSolid stream over here to be properly cropped. Once that's the case, I think we'll be ready to go, because it looks as if both runners are pretty much ready to go. So we'll continue to kind of wait here on the sidelines. But again, this is Speedgaming 6, race at 3 o'clock. At 7 o'clock Eastern, we have Bariasu taking on Nye the Bath. At 7 o'clock, I'll be commentating that one. On 8:30 p.m. on Speedgaming 2, we will have Ronald Rage against
me.
That's right. Nacho is racing today. Nacho, good luck. That's a lot of pressure. You're going to commentate, and you're going to take a brief break, and you're going to get right into it.
Yep, that's basically what I wanted to do.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then so after that, we have a late night showing, kind of like a West Coast, if you will, and for good reason, because we have Baria against Big Ohm, and that'll be on the same channel as Nacho, your race, and Ronald Rage. So if you are a big fan of Fusion and you want to continue to see more, stay on Speedgaming 2 between 8:30 and essentially midnight. You will get a double dose of Metroid Fusion 100% speed runs here. So as we work through some of the things in the backdrop, for those who don't know, again, myself, I was about to call myself Nacho. Myself, Flash Frost. Nacho, co-host here, all right? I'm doing doing some practice of our own. Well, not right now, of course, but we have been practicing on our own. We are both part of the tournament. I've only done one race. My next 2 races are tomorrow and Monday. Joy, I'm doing back-to-back, so that'll be fun.
I mean, I'm also doing back-to-backs too.
That's true. Oh yeah, you're racing me tomorrow. How did I forget that? Yeah, we're racing each other shortly. So that's what we have here. We have a lot of that's the thing. If you're unfamiliar, those of us who are in the actual tournament, several of us are also commentating and running at the same time. We're going to be exhausted by the end of this. I'm not running today, and by the end of today, Nacho, I'm gonna just need to take some nice tea because I'm gonna be talking a lot.
Yeah, I already got my water all filled up and ready to go. It's gonna be a long. It's a lengthy run, so it's gonna be a lot to go over as these 2 runners get all 100% of the items.
Absolutely, and unlike the relay that we did back in April, this race is 100% or bust. All right, there's no penalty, 5-minute penalty if you get 99%. You need to get every item. If you get 99% and the person behind you gets 100% and they are slower to win, they still win that race. So racers, don't forget a single item. All right, of course, they already know this, but it's important here. This is a category that sometimes things can slip your mind. I've skipped an item once and thankfully I remembered it, but guess how long it took me to get that item, Nacho? Just throw out a random number and I'll tell you how close you are.
Can you give me an idea of what item this is?
It was an energy tank in Sector 5.
I'm gonna go with 20 seconds.
And it was roughly 2.5 minutes, but you know.
What item was it?
It's the energy tank after power bombs that you get. As soon as you fall out of the data room, it's the energy tank right after in Sector 5. I noticed it on my way to Yakuza. And I was like, I have 6 energy tanks and not 7. And then it all clicked when you get a gold Yakuza and you were playing horrendously. It all just, so the brain did some work there. But I was able to recover. But that's the thing. If the runners realize their mistake, obviously they have time to come back. But with 2 racers this closely matched in terms of personal bests, you really don't want to have to come to that opportunity. So hopefully they all perform at their A game there. And again, just to kind of let you all know, things are being worked on in the background here. Apologize for the delays. There's a lot going on Speedgaming today. If you follow the multiple Speedgaming channels, all 6 channels are live right now. All right, so things are going on. So obviously the volunteers, the workers, the admins, they're getting their stuff done. So hang in there, chat. We'll be here to provide some commentary, and we'll probably roast fellow runners at the same time, mainly a guy from Portugal by the name of Dark Spy. I know Dark Spy feared Nacho and I coming together for this commentating, but it's probably
he feared it so much, Flash. He didn't want me to commentate with you guys yesterday.
Did he? I see.
That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. Well, some spicy drama in the Fusion community. I kid, of course. We're all good friends here. And yep, pretty exciting. Hang tight. Let's see here. Just looking on our Discord server to kind of monitor the progress of what's going on. By the way, chat, let me ask you, as the audience here grows, as we get some more people here, who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for a good match, or do you have a specific bias in this race? If you are in chat, let us know. We want to see those fans, of course, in a professional, friendly way. Cheer for the runner of your choice. Oh, look at that. We got some on different sides. This is what you like, Nacho. This is what we like. We like an equal-sided fan base on both sides. It's going to be fun.
I saw in the chat that apparently Herc's AI bot had predicted that he was going to mess up Pillar Highway, so...
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's right. That new AI redeem that streamers have all over Twitch has caused some funny scenarios. We'll see if that AI bot is right, you should be scared of AI. I'm just saying. So Herc is probably really going to want to prove it wrong. Glenn is better because he has a revolving ocelot. See, I love that little revolving ocelot. Sadly, and this is when you know the race will occur, when you no longer see that ocelot, because both streamers' screens will be cropped here, hopefully soon, so we can get the race underway. But that's probably the big thing that I would assume is stopping, because according to this race time, it looks like both runners are ready. So they are probably itching, ready to go. I can tell the nerves are probably building up for these two. I get it. You guys got this. I've raced against both of you, at least directly or indirectly before. It's been fun, and I think you both are going to kick butt. I hope you guys have a great time. Make sure you turn off any hotkeys for resetting. We don't want to pull a Mike Food in front of all of these Twitch viewers, everyone. That is not cool. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to accidentally load a save state, because then your run will be dead. It's
instantly.
over.
Instantly. Yeah, that's right. For sure. Which reminds me, I'm not going to do a save state, obviously, but I didn't do it against Monkey. But I have to, I know it's an easy skip, but I'm going to save before Zach skip. I'm not taking any chances against you or Ronald Rage tomorrow. I'm just letting you know. I got to perform in my A game tomorrow. Making it a little personal, Nacho. Yeah.
I guess. I mean, I'm not going to be saving. It's going to be all gas, no brakes over here.
There you go. That's what we love to see, by the way. And again, there are multiple races this week. And for those of you just tuning in, here, let's go through this again. Got a lot of races here. We have the, let's see, I mixed Hercules and MetalGlenn's name. I did this yesterday with Darkspy and Destructor. Goodness gracious. MetalGlennSolid versus Herculesbenchpress. That race is going to begin hopefully anytime soon. It looks like Glenn's screen is in the process of being cropped. Baria versus Nye at 7 o'clock Eastern, 8:30 Eastern. Nacho versus Ronald Rage, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Big Ohm versus Baria. Tomorrow we have two races. Thunder versus Nye, which will be calmed by Darkspy and myself again. Look at that. We're going to have fun. And then my race against Nacho is at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Multiple races on Monday. And yeah, we'll talk about those in just a moment. Hang tight while I work on some things in the backdrop. Before I go off for a brief moment, I have to ask Nacho, what is your least favorite part of 100%?
The fact that it's not any percent.
Really? That's it? So you just don't like cleanup?
No, I like cleanup's fine. It's really not as bad as some people say, but I think cleanup is actually the most satisfying part of 100%. I will say Sector 6 and Sector 2 have, specifically Sector 2, for me personally, has had it out for me. But in my past, I think 3 or 4 runs, I've had a run either ahead of pace by over a minute, or so lose PB pace.
Oh, well, haven't we all? Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I love both categories. It's not an equal love, of course. Here's the thing: both categories are difficult in their own ways. 100% is what I started when I speed ran this game, and something of note when it comes to 100% is it's just cool to have all of the completion. Like the completion 100%, all that's really, really cool. But one thing to really note is that it is kind of a harder category. I think the better of a runner you become. For any percent, it's hard regardless, but any percent's probably harder the newer of a runner you are, because new runners will probably take more hits. They're probably losing more damage, and they're probably with a lot less energy, obviously, if they're not collecting all 20 energy tanks. So as a result, what you're looking at here is essentially you're looking at a category that, again, it's hard across the board. Any percent's not just easy once you get into the top 10, but there's kind of a formula to any percent. The deeper you get in the into the leaderboard, while for 100% there is also a formula, but it's a longer grind, and you have to start learning harder tricks if you really want to make a run at like top 15 and eventually top 10. The leaderboards are both getting, especially because of the resurgence in this community over the last couple of years, the leaderboards are getting more dense, which is good. It means better competition, which means better times. And honestly, 100% is getting some good exposure here. I feel like this is the less popular category for a lot of people. So when a tournament like this happens and we get such a big jump of people, it's yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, because I think you said you started running this game a year or two ago.
Mm-hmm. I started running in 2022.
Mm-hmm. I started running actually running it in like May of last year. So I've played this game a lot, not actually timing myself. And then one day I'm like, let me just actually see how fast I'm actually going. And then I just got hooked on trying to get better. And now I think I'm still ranked 69th and 80%, and I'm in the 40s, I think, in hundo. So I'm making a slow, steady climb up.
Yeah, you know what? A climb can be fast or slow as long as there is a climb. And you know what? I'm kind of the same way, Nacho. I take this game slow. A 1 second PB means the world to me. You'll get the big ones, you'll get the small ones, and each one feels especially good, especially when it comes to something like cleanup. Oh my goodness. You're behind by like 40 seconds, and then cleanup, you just win. It's amazing. An amazing time. All right, it looks like Herc is getting ready here. I believe the runners are going to start. Sadly, we're not getting a crop on Glenn's screen here. So when you see these two runs up, it's going to look a little awkward at first. Hopefully, someone from the Speedgaming side can get this fixed, but it's going to look a little different at first when you're watching. All right. We didn't want to really postpone this race for much longer. So forgive me for the runs essentially kind of looking like this. It's really out of our control here, but we are going to have these races got live. What you are seeing right now are the two runs going on. So bear with me. And if the runs, like if the screens ever stop, if they freeze over, it's literally because of the fact that there's probably something going on with, you know, backdrop editing and all that. So just like right now, you might see Glenn's screen frozen. It's okay. He's moving at the same time. So hopefully things will be fixed. And yeah, as you can see, they're both in the nav room. And Nacho, what's your opinion on the first split here? Missiles. Do you like it? Do you hate it? A lot of people don't like it.
I'm indifferent. I had some time where I would get a little annoyed with my time, but again, my average missile time is about like 3 minutes, which is a lot slower than most of these runners in this tournament. So my threshold for a good split or in this segment is a lot different than some other opinions, I would say.
I see. Yeah, I don't like to be a reset merchant when it comes to a main deck because that split is horrendous in my opinion. But for the top runners, I get it. That time save is crucial. But we're gonna come across something that is quite divisive, and it's the I door. It causes a lot of drama for all Metroid runners, I believe. We're going to see something that's done in roughly about 2.5 minutes or so. They are going to continue to climb up toward the missile. They'll get interrupted periodically by Adam Malkovich, the computer AI, who is a nuisance to say the least in this game, but he means well, hopefully.
Yeah,
he means well.
text in this game is mainly the reason why we run the Japanese version. It is significantly faster than using the English version of the game, and yeah, it's text is something I never realized how much is in this game until I actually started running.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There is a lot. And you know, I was watching, believe it or not, I was bored yesterday. I was watching a runner by I don't know if you've heard of this runner before, C Scotty W's any percent world record, and his text is insane. I gotta practice text now. You know, it really does mean such a big difference. It's insane. It really is. And here we go. Glenn clocking in with a 250 or 249 missile, I believe. I think Glenn splits late here, or maybe he splits early. Either way, it looks as if they're both roughly with the same time. It may appear as if Glenn's ahead, but I do think there's screens are off by what appear 5-6 seconds maybe. So I think they're on the same pace. And here's the thing, chat. If you are watching, you can keep track of the RNG yourself, but with 2 racers and like 4, I think my brain, especially Nacho here to help me, we should have a good track of RNG for this entire run. So if not, I think that just speaks more on us, does it?
Yeah, counting can be hard, you know.
Absolutely.
It's hard counting to 4 sometimes.
Yeah, I don't even know what's after 4. Is it 7? I don't know. It's hard. Math is difficult.
To be fair, once I started seeing 4 beams, I stopped counting because I get
Yeah.
too annoyed.
If I see 4 beams on Arachnus, I stop counting because I normally reset, but the runners here will not have a choice to do so. They have to push through. Up 1 beam for both of them. Let's see. We got I'm counting, keeping close track on this. 2 beams for Herc. It looked like 1 beam for Glenn. 3 beams for Herc. The game does not like him. All right, so we're at 1 versus 3. We'll count rolls as well. Again, this run may not be dictated by RNG, but it's important to keep track that RNG can play a role, especially early on. So if a runner appears to really start to gain distance, and you're watching and you may not notice them making mistakes, it may very well just be that the game doesn't like them. Sometimes that can happen. Hercules going against Arachnus. Let's see here. Nice missiles. Oh, he gets a roll right before the kill shot. Oh, tries to do a backstrat there, but it's okay. He has a missile to work with, and he does get green drops on Arachnus. Bang, 436, and Glenn with a 446. So Herc with a brief advantage here. It does look like there may have been some sort of delay on Glenn's stream, but according to me, Glenn was ahead at this before the fight started. So I'm thinking Glenn may have gotten 2 rounds on Arachnus. We may get the clarification from him later down the line to see what ultimately happened, but that's 1 roll for Herc, and I don't know what we had for Glenn because it was a freeze there.
Well, I think Glenn's they weren't synced up, so it's hard to tell. Based on their times, I think Herc was slightly ahead, but I don't know. It's gonna be if whoever's ahead, it's not by much. It's at least a couple of seconds at this point. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, very close so far. The runners are going to do something similar to any percent, where at least for the first sector, sector 1, they're not collecting any item aside from 1, which some runners grab. It's an energy tank in the Hornode room that you'll enter. Other than that, though, sector 1 is very similar to an any percent run so far. And the main reason, this is 100%, you might be thinking, okay, what's going on? Aren't we supposed to see these runners get a lot more items? Well, they will go out of their way to get some, but frankly, it's just faster when Samus is at full power to get a lot of the items. So you will see a lot of items just skipped. But don't worry, the runners haven't forgotten it. They just know that it's ideally faster, especially for real-time attack, which is the primary method for this category. Yeah, that you're going to get a lot of items in cleanup. Can't wait for Sector 6 cleanup, too. I know that's Nacho's favorite.
Right now, my favorite Sector 2. But
oh, you like Sector 2?
Yes, because it's giving me the most fun time, so to speak.
All right.
As we enter Sector 1, the name of the game that we all know and love is, of course, missile management. And resource management.
Yep, that's right.
Both runners are going to want to stay at or as close to full health as possible, so that all the X drops become the green X, which will refill our missiles. Because each stabilizer here, up until the charge beam, require 3 missiles, and I think there are 3 total stabilizers, so that's 9 already there.
Yep.
And plus, missiles kill some things a lot faster. So,
yeah, that's right. Missiles do 10 units of damage, and I believe the HP here, I actually have a document, I believe it was from Monkey SMB. Monkey, correct me if I'm wrong. But these stabilizers have 21 HP. So 21 HP means 3 hits, because sadly the missiles do 10 each. Great missile movement here by Glenn in the Hornode room. Hopefully he can dodge the Halzens and the... Yes, perfect. He comes out with 99, and so does Hercules, by the way. So they're both on really, really good pace.
Yep, Herc goes for that door fix and getting... got all the pirates out of the way there.
15 missiles is a good count, though, but you're right. Hitting that pirate is... Oh, Glenn hits it, too. Oh, rough.
Sometimes a pirate likes to jump over last minute when you're not expecting it, and it snipes you. And that's probably one of the worst things to happen.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Because, remember, like you said, Nacho... It's missile management. And thankfully, these stabilizers drop greens, but these pirates do a lot of damage. Every time you get hit, you're increasing the odds of yellow X spawning, and it can hurt because farming in this game is not recommended.
No, you can lose I've had it happen. Thankfully, not so much recently, but it loses so much time because the only real good place to farm it is right before that eye door, where you have those 2 Hornodes spawn, and it's just a lot of time wasted.
Yep, it absolutely is. And, we actually saw that with one of our racers earlier. Thankfully, he had a decent spawn with the X parasites, but you get stuck on that, and it could take time. We got a beam for Herc. I'm keeping track. Don't worry. Does he hit the double? I don't know.
I think he did.
All right, he did. All right, 2 beams for Herc and a double. He's at 5 total. Glenn is approaching the eye door now as well. Let's see what he could do while Herc goes for the 1 beam, 2. Let's see here. I think he hit the double there. 3 beams for Glenn. Okay, they both got 3 beams, I think, or Herc got 2. Either way, it's 4 beams for Glenn, 5 beams for Herc, and decent movement overall. Let's see here. I think
both racers got the doubles on the core too, so that's a nice move, nice little trick to make that fight a little faster.
Yeah, that's the thing. Doubles are a technique that we've seen multiple times here, and what you're trying to do is essentially get 2 missiles to hit at once to skip phases. This will be a common tech used throughout the run, mainly on boss battles, because now that these runners have charge beam, they don't really have to worry about doubling the eye doors anymore. It's always such a relief to get the charge beam in this game. It's overpowered. It really is.
Yep. Charge beam in this game has, I believe, 3 parts. I don't know the damages of each part, but there's a top, bottom, and then the flare on the arm cannon, each doing its own damage. So you'll see not this upcoming boss, but the boss after in Sector 4, where we really like to take advantage of this overpowered charge beam. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. We still have a whole sector to go before that.
That's right. Yeah, Sector 2 is coming up. And by the way, you know what's funny? I don't know about the damage that these beams do too, but there is a chart that I found on the internet. That's a pretty good track. So get this. Charge beam does 20 damage. That flare, that little particle that shoots out of Samus's cannon that kind of goes in a crescent pattern, that does an extra 6. So if you're up close and you're hitting someone with a charge beam, you're adding an extra quarter damage to it. That's 26. And that's, again, like you mentioned, Nacho, that 6 extra damage is crucial for a lot of these fights, including Ceres, including eye doors. It's just really, really strong. And here, you know what? I'll do you a solid. I'm going to copy this chart and I'm going to send it to you, Nacho, so you can see this as well. This is amazing stuff. Hold on a second. You will love this. Well, I can't copy it on Discord. That's a darn shame. But you know what? We can relay the information. It was from a Google Doc that I wrote. Believe it or not, I take notes. I find it funny. But, I can ad-lib for only so long before I start, what's the word? Sounding like a fool. And we don't need that here on Speedgaming. We need, at least me to kind of pretend to know what I'm talking about. Don't eye doors have 25 HP? According to this charts, the eye doors, the Ghidoras, let's see here, have a total of, I should know this, I've run the game for 2 years. Where is it? They're called Ghidoras. And their number is, I believe it's 24 or 20. It's under 30 for sure. It has to be under 26 because a single charge beam with the flare shot kills them. So it's definitely around that number. But yes, a runner asked that. As you can see here, we're starting to move into Sector 2. The streams are desynced only by around 5 or 6 seconds, so it's clear at this point that Hercules is starting to jump up to a bit of a sizable lead here. Hercules is going to be moving into the Sector 1 lock to get the lock open for data rooms, because that's how progression moves in this game. Open a security room to open a data room. I'm not a fan of Sector 2, but I guess Nacho is, unless he was talking specifically about cleanup. Nacho, how do you feel about this place?
Yeah, any percent, Sector 2, at least in the very beginning, worries me because these Zoros do so much. I've died to Zoros like sadly a good amount of times in runs. Me liking Sector 2 was more of a sarcastic thing.
I believed it fully. You fooled me. Where's the Kappa, man?
It's hard to say. I'm not going to say Kappa out loud. That's more of a text thing. But Sector 2, enemies actually start to really do some actual damage to you. Oh, looks like we're starting to actually get land cropped up here.
There you go. We got some cropping now, and we're hearing audio from Herculesbenchpress. Again, thank you to those at Speedgaming for doing it. Listen, we get it. Busy day. Sometimes it's a little bit longer, and I appreciate those runners in chat for hanging in there. Now you're going to hear audio from usually the person who's in the lead. I might repeat audio in case you want to hear Ridley a lot, because, you know, everyone likes Ridley, right?
You mean the most quiet boss in the game?
Yeah, the most quiet boss, exactly. That's why you have to raise the audio to maximum.
So this is where we take our big detour, and along with from the any percent route, there's the missiles right after the data room, and then these missiles that Glenn's picking up right now.
Okay, that's right. This maze room, I believe it's called, right? Either way, I don't like it. Too many caterpillars.
Yeah, because then it starts to desync, and you get some weird patterns on this next section of this room down here, which have made me slow down quite a lot in my own runs.
Oh, here we go. We're seeing MetalGlennSolid drop in. All right, 2 Zoros hit. Good movement so far. They both have decent health. The blue Zoro at the bottom of this path does hurt a lot, but guess what? These runners are not worried about that. Hopefully, we don't want to see anyone die. That would not be fun. Hercules in the Puyo room with the hidden pillar getting through nicely. Glenn will fall now after killing a Rio. Let's see. Does he get the double bomb strat? 1, 2. Gonna be a tight one.
Ooh, just missed it.
Just missed it. Now, that's been happening to a lot of our runners. I don't blame them. Nacho, I don't even do that trick. It's hard.
I don't either. I don't have the coordination to. So for some reason, I always think I have spring ball. So I get out of the hall, I hit A to jump, and I'm not jumping. And next thing I know, the bomb blocks reformed.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, we got a beam for Herc. Don't worry, chat. We are keeping track. 1 beam for Herc. He is now at 6. Deserved. I mean, not deserved, but you know.
Let's see how many jumps he gets.
Let's see how many jumps he gets. This will be fun to watch. Hercules fighting Zazabi. Glenn is catching up. We got 1, 2. Oh, a full jump phase. That's 3 so far. There's a minimum of 3 jumps, a maximum of 12 in this fight. Glenn with a beam. Glenn with another beam. Herc with 4 jumps now. A lot to keep track of. Ooh, skips the farm. I think that's 10. Is that 10, Nacho?
I wasn't counting.
I think it's 10. We're going to go with 10. Oh, Glenn stream freezes right as we were about to fight him. Okay, never mind. We got it. 1 jump for Glenn. 2 jumps. Chat, count along with us like you're the Count from Sesame Street. That is 3. I won't do that again. I'm sorry. That was pretty cringe. 3 jumps so far. 4 for Glenn. Let's see. 5. Oh, boy. This is... All right. 6 jumps. Oh, no. Both runners are getting a lot of jumps here. 7. 8 for MetalGlennSolid. 9. All right.
9.
All right. So guess what? Glenn had 9. Herc had 10. I think it's reasonable.
Oh, he didn't get the...
Oh, that's rough. The good news is that this final phase, there's no extra jumps, but that does definitely hurt. It'll take a few seconds off. Hercules gets past the SAX with ease, by the way. Glenn working to try to recover after missing a double. Let's see, can he do it? Bang! Easily. I'm no Mike Breen, but you know, when I grow up, I want to sound like him. It's a common catchphrase that we've adopted in the Fusion community. Just saying bang. I don't know what happened there. I'd like to thank probably Monkey for that. Thank you. This is your fault, Monkey, if you're listening.
Is it? Would it be his fault though?
No, I'm actually. Why are we blaming him? It's an amazing thing. It might annoy some people, but who cares? We're having a fun time. Glenn now going for the SAX skip. Let's see if he does it. Few ways to do this room. He goes for the block shot on the right. That is also a good strat. Perfect. Ideally, what you want to do here is run into the SAX. Yeah, that sounds terrifying, doesn't it, Nacho?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you run into the SAX, and then it freezes you. Does damage, takes 3 energy tanks. If you do it right, the SAX won't turn, and your damage boost will push you to the left if you're holding left, and you just get out of the room. If you do it wrong, well, then you have to pray. You have to pray, because what ultimately happens is then you have to worry about dodging an extra ice beam, which can be really hard. Sometimes you just take the ice beam, and guess how much health you're left with, Nacho? You know the answer. You want to tell chat?
Oh, you get hit by the beam again? Isn't that like 1?
It's exactly 1 HP. That is terrifying. I wouldn't recommend messing up. Because then you have to recharge, which is a time loss, of course.
Yep, I've had that happen lots of different times.
Oh, it happened to me very recently. Your heart kind of stops. Have you ever jumped over the ice beam that the SAX shoots, Nacho?
I may have. It's not something I would remember off the top of my head, though.
Yeah, it's I gotta say, it's terrifying. But when you nail the perfect, I don't know how many frames there is. Maybe Scotty or Monkey in chat could answer that really important question. How many frames does it take to perfect jump over the SAX's Spazer ice beam in Sector 2's first skip? Do you know? I'm sure they know. Just want an answer there. Let's see. Herc now going for the out-of-the-way energy tank, the Ceres energy tank. If you just hold left the whole time, it is frame perfect. Oh, joy! So it's a lot harder than I thought. I thought we were going to get at least a few frames. Nope. As expected for a lot of hard tricks in Metroid games, Nacho, it is just frame perfect. Boy.
Well, you just gotta hope. You just gotta be better.
Yeah, that's right. Just be better at the game. Really good advice from Nacho here.
Just go faster.
Just
smile.
Honestly, that's why we're here, right? It's called speed gaming. And we wouldn't be here if we were watching these runners take their sweet time. They're trying here. They really are. And we're going to get a high five. High five, Herc and Glenn. Go! Awesome. Sorry for the interruption. I got so excited.
I was saying, I feel like the game is trying to slow these runners down more than anything right now with the beams and jumps they've had. And I think each runner had at least a roll at Arachnus, so the game's really trying to slow them all down.
Yeah, you want to know something funny? They have 6 beams total so far. Destructor on his incredible run yesterday only had 7.
And
Sorry,
that was
Destructor.
insane.
That was beautiful. By the way, you know what? He took advantage of the opportunity. When I get 0 beams or like 4 beams, guess what I do? I don't PB. That is what you call in the business sad. Anyway, some positive news. MetalGlennSolid also got the energy tank. He's now moving into the big room with the Sizers. I've learned that's what their name is. Jumps into the Sprite. Gets out of the Sprite. Nice R shot there to kill the Sizer. Gets going for a missile expansion in this ouch room. Wonder why they're called ouches.
They hurt a lot.
They do, yeah. You ever come across one in real life? It's terrifying. I think Herc got 0 beams. Is that right?
I believe so.
Look at him. Let's hope he has a good... Herc's favorite boss, by the way, is Ceres. He loves this boss. Absolutely in love with it. Jams to it all the time. It's his alarm clock tone. He told me personally. He told me in confidence, actually.
And that's solid 2 phase 2 for Ceres.
There you go.
And a double.
Ooh.
Almost fell into the water. That would have been devastating.
Oh!
That's a lot of time lost. That's a decent amount of time lost if you had to take a swim.
Absolutely. Look at that. Oh, Hercules with a great Saris fight, a 2-round. Let's see how Glenn does.
Warfall low height. Bang.
Oh my goodness. I forget Herc is a morph ball low height guy. Nacho is also a low height guy. He loves... I can't stand it. Nacho loves to remind me about it. Also,
Yes.
Nacho, you do your double standing up without jumping. How?
I don't know.
I don't
Wish I can give an answer to that.
Uh-oh, it looks like Glenn maybe wasn't getting a good shot on the first phase here. This is a 3-round Saris. All right, he did get it in 3 rounds. Have you ever had multiple rounds on Saris? I had 6, I think, once in a tournament race. It stinks. Not the record, though. That is to friend of the stream, Polesmore, who I think had 7. Oh boy, that's rough. Decent fight, though, for Glenn. Otherwise, gets a 23:45 Saris time.
Yep. Takes a quick swim before he hops out into this next room.
Make it. Yeah, that's right.
Now, is Glenn gonna do... Oh, he's going for the hop. Okay.
Yeah, he's going for the hop. The hop strat is just press A as quickly as you can, and unless you're me, you should get it every single time. Good job, Glenn, for getting the low height there. Now he'll get 2 items. Hercules bench press was moving into or out of, I believe, pump control. I forget what direction it was in, but as you can see, his stream isn't moving right now, but don't worry. Sometimes that's just a latency thing. It happens. And as you can see here, Glenn will be getting his 2nd missile tank. Here, let's switch over audio to Glenn so you can hear some movement while we wait for Hercules' stream to catch on up. Nice movement there from Glenn, getting a pseudo wave into a missile. That is ideal movement in that room. You really want to get out of that room as fast as you can. There we go. Gets the water level lowered here. And now he'll get 1 missile. This is a missile that you get in 100% because when you revisit Sector 4, you're going to be so far away from this point. You miss this, you essentially kill the run. All right, Hercstream is back up, so we'll switch the audio back to him. He is now on the way to Sector 3. This will be the sector with... How do we describe Sector 3? If you had to describe Sector 3 in one word, Nacho, what would it be?
Hot.
Hot! You know what? I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking horrible, but hot actually works, and hot's a much better representation of what Sector 3 has. Oh, boy.
Sector 3 isn't that bad. It's got some good stuff in there. It's got Bob.
It's got Bob, that's right. The missile expansion, which has a name. In my and you know what's funny? In my 2.5+ years of running this game, I don't know why they call it Bob. Can someone in the chat, or unless you know, Nacho, do you know why it's called Bob?
Well, yeah. You actually, are you serious?
I am genuinely serious.
I couldn't tell. It's because I believe it's because it was the missile thing that was believed to be fully unskippable.
Okay.
If anyone else wants to clarify it, it was a random forum member.
A random forum member in 2004. So 20 years ago, I was okay. So wow. Okay. Yeah. Metroid Fusion, by the way, is 22 years old. Wow. Do you feel old yet? 22 years old. Oh boy. To those in chat who are younger than Metroid Fusion, this is a game that, I don't know about Nacho, but I know I definitely grew up with it. This was my first Metroid game I've ever played. So imagine 10-year-old Flash Frost over here seeing the SAX's terrifying face for the first time. That gives you a good first impression, and it's scary. Nightmare material.
Yep, this was my... Ooh. I think Herc just missed the speed booster blocks
there. Rip there. Now, he does have a lead, so it doesn't hurt too much, but at the same time, you want to conserve health for the quick box kill. So, yep, definitely a bit of an early jump there. He's pushing through, though. Glenn is now entering Sector 3. Their times are synced up now. So now Herc looks to, I would assume, this is probably around 45 seconds to a minute. Ooh.
Nice.
Beautiful. Hercules bench press with the speed keep. Really hard tech. Gets it on the first try. Well, you only get one try to do it. If you mess up, you just take the L. Just got Bob. That was the missile that you can't skip unless you clip out of it, which I believe is the whole point of 0%. All right, I'm going to say it. Hot take, 0%, bad category. Just do 1%. It really doesn't make that much of a difference. All right, chat, you feel free to argue with me. I delivered a controversial take. Now watch, Nacho, as chat devolves into chaos. I'm a master at this. Watch. Well, they're not fighting yet. Give it time. Nope, they're just cheering for their rate. You know what? These people are wholesome. I like this crowd. There we go. I think that's a rage emote. Thank you, by the way, to those of you watching. We have 4 races today. This is just the first of a back-to-back-to-back-to-back spread across 3 different channels here on Speedgaming for Twitch.tv. So we are going to have a fun time. This is just the first of many entertaining races. Nice double wall jump by Hercules bench press. Here is Box. Let's see how he does.
Herc opting for the ladder strat.
All right.
Pretty clean. Won't lie.
Ladder strat is a good strat if you're not comfortable with what is called the quick kill, where you essentially jump into Box and try to nail as many missiles as possible. It is definitely... Oh, he got the data spark. Nacho, these runners are putting on a show on Sector 3, it seems. Really, really fun. All right, so Glenn opted to go straight to the missile first. He's going to have to activate the fight. He did not do this. So once he kills the Garon here, he has to get the missile and then go to the left of the next room. I don't know if this is much of a time loss or if it's a time save. Most runners I know will usually want to turn on the fight first before getting this missile. So Glenn goes to the point. The screen will shake. Once you see the crumble blocks, that is your cue that the fight is ready to go.
Glenn opting for the quick kill.
Let's see how he does. Got 4 shots. I think that was 4 or 5 there. Oh, 3-rounder. Not bad, Glenn. Good job.
So far, we've seen 2 different techs in Sector 3 and 2 different methods of dealing with Box 1. Not a bad start.
Absolutely. One runner did shine. One runner did shine break. Another runner did data spark. 2 hard tricks to do. They both did box differently, like you said. And overall, they're still putting on quite a show. And remember, guys, this is 100%. So just because you're seeing some distance here, trust me, that does not guarantee anything when it comes to the chaos that is Fusion 100%.
Yep, and now Herc is entering in the scariest sector, the dark sector, Sector 6.
Ooh. Yeah.
So dark. Can't see a thing. Right, Flash?
You can't. It is literally pitch black. We're kidding, of course. But yeah, Sector 6 is rough for a beginner. This is definitely one of the bigger skill jumps in the game. Sector 3 kind of teases you with that, with how heavy enemies damage you. But now everything here just wants to kill you. You got menus, they do 70 damage. You got blue eggs, which Herc will come across in a moment, which will do a lot of damage. He'll bomb that block. He'll revisit that later. Nice shot cancels from Herc. Decent door fix. Those blue X are not friendly like the basic X parasites that you see around the game. Although lore-wise, none of the X are really friendly. But those X can hurt Samus because she's allergic to cold. It's a shame. I like winter.
Same.
See, Nacho gets it. Winter's the best. See, Samus is a confirmed summer fan, and, you know, that's why the X parasites hurt her, because she's allergic to anything below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. That is not true, by the way. I've just made that up. But you wouldn't know, would you? because I made it sound convincing. Just like this convincing sack skip that you're about to see from Herculesbenchpress, hopefully. Scotty is also allergic to cold. There you go. Scotty is a warm weather fan. I'm sorry, Scotty, that you have the wrong take. But you know what? I'm still fond of you and your amazing skill in this game. For those who don't know, Scotty and Monkey are the top 2 runners of this category. Very great people, willing to help and teach. You guys are appreciated. Great skip from Hercules. Goes for the, I guess, the easy way to do that skip.
Here's Wine Cellar. Not a decent pattern, but looks like he couldn't get the shot off to get the missile tank exposed.
Yeah, you want to shoot that block just to save some time. Otherwise, you little funky looking caterpillars. He gets through, though, with only taking 1 hit, which is great. And Glenn is soon to follow. He is now entering the SAX room. Great movement from Glenn. Hercules got another 0 beam.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you could shoot that core while it's in the data room. You could just spam missiles on it, and it does nothing to it.
Yeah, growing up, I used to think that actually damaged the core.
Me too. When I was younger, I was like, I hit it! Does nothing to this fight.
But here's another example of why this beam is so overpowered. We want a damage boost inside the mega core to get all 3 parts of that beam to make it as fast as possible. Which Herc did a good amount of, and now he's getting some doubles in. Nice. And then the best suit of the game has been acquired.
Look at that. Nacho with some good takes. This is indeed the best suit of the game, chat. It looks like pizza up close, which we love. Some people say it looks like vomit. I don't know what vomit you've acquired, but yeah, that looks more like pizza. Herc leaves the room. Good door fix there. MetalGlenn having a little bit of trouble with the wine cellar missile, but he does get it. He will now be entering the room that Herc was just in. And now that Hercules has acquired the pizza suit, guess what? He is no longer allergic to cold. Glenn with 2 beams. Glenn with 3 beams. Goodness gracious. Does he get 4? Oh, thank goodness. I would feel so bad if he got 4 beams. What pizza have I acquired? Asks chat. Moldy pepperoni pizza. Oh, look it. That's exactly what Skull calls it. All right, let's see how good Glenn does here on this fight.
Nice. Intro double, too.
Misses the second double, but can he recover?
Nice.
So, even though Glenn's behind, I can say that he had a better fight against the core than Herc did. Herc had 6 shots on the main phase. Glenn, I believe, only had 4 or 5, so this definitely helped. He's got some distance to make up, but any bit of a fight difference, the bosses can make such a huge difference in this game. So, really good there. He'll now acquire the 2 items that Herc just got. And then, one of the most hated segments in the game, Sector 6 Escape. Oh boy. Herc now in the navigation room. Glenn gets the missile. Good job there. Clean movement, doesn't get hit, full health. Now he'll redo the climb. You might think to yourself, well, that's a bit redundant doing the same room twice. Believe it or not, there is a better way to do the room, but it is incredibly tight. You can jump bomb jump in this game, but it is much harder to do than in future games like Zero Mission. Much harder to do. So many runners just opt to repeat the room.
Yep, and now Herc is entering now Sector 5, the most visited sector in the category, and I think in the game overall.
Yep, that is right. 4 times you visit this sector. It's quite a lot. I think it gets a bit tiring, after all. And especially if you're Scotty. I mean, he's allergic to cold. He said it himself. He must hate going to Sector 5 often. All right, Glenn gets 1 item. He will skip that item. Now, you saw how he did that. This is a choice that many runners make. They will bomb a block and then ignore said block because it is faster to get that hidden missile when you have wave beam, space jump, when you're more fully powered on the way to wave beam. So You will see that item acquired much later in the game, probably in the next 30 minutes or so, when a lot more progress has been made. Ooh, grabs the ladder there. That's a little bit of a buzzkill. Kind of drops your momentum, but nice recovery from Herc. Great R shots on the chutes. That's what they're called. Think of shoot, but it's spelled with a C instead. That's what those pancake blue things are called. Herc's movement in Sector 5 is really good. Make sure the waivers don't damage him at all. Let's see how he deals with the waiver and the blue X in this next room. He has to nail a speed boost. Perfect. The waiver can sometimes be right on top of the blue X, making it very hard to react to. We call that in the speedrun community the scam. But really, if your timing is good, more often than not, you should be able to hit that strat. Leaves the waiver room here. Now he's on his way to yellow rooms or yellow doors. This is the level 3 security lock.
Yeah, and it's a shame. Level 3 is exclusive to this sector. Yep. You would think it'll be used a lot more in
that
the
is
game.
Right. It is only Sector 5, which is quite funny. But you know what? It's fitting because Sector 5 is, at least on paper, probably more dangerous than 5, which would make it the most dangerous sector because of how much damage it can do. But also, there are things hidden in Sector 5, which we'll get more to later on, that are quite scary. And you'll see one of them kind of show up once the ice missiles are acquired. Speaking of, Herc is on the way to get that right now. Glenn getting hit by a waiver. They are annoying. Great response there with a super missile. And Herc gets a ice missile time of 39.22. I'll write that down and we'll compare it to Glenn's time when he gets there. And Nacho, how are you feeling about the next item that Herc's going for? Oh boy, I am not a fan of this one.
I do the slower way of getting it, which is not killing the pancake, which
I see.
So I just take my time and just hope I get a decent spawn location for the Ripper.
Does Herc get one? Let's see.
He does.
Perfect. Look at that. And he did the strat that you don't do. So for the runners in chat, if you kill the chute after you freeze it, you can get a faster spawn on the Ripper, but it is a bit of a riskier strategy. So what you can opt to do, jump on the chutes, kill the Zila at the top, and then wait for the Zila to spawn. And it's a safer strat for sure, because if you mess up, you can still do the room without resetting it.
Yeah, resetting that room takes a lot more time because you got to redo quite literally everything again.
Absolutely. You know, I wanted to put a heartbeat monitor on my runs just so stream could see how I am at that specific room, because that room makes me incredibly nervous. It's not a hard trick, but like you said, if you mess it up, it is like you get punched in the gut. It is such a horrible feeling.
All right, chat. We're getting up to a critical part of the run. I expect to see everyone putting those dogs in the chat.
There you go. You know what we're talking about. Look at Bullet Catcher on point. We appreciate you. All right, Glenn going for the shoot strat. Kills the Zila. How's his spawn?
Solid.
Nice. Ah, I see what you did there, Nacho.
That wasn't even intended.
You see, that's natural talent here from Nacho CPA. You can also find him on Twitch at Nacho CPA. He's full of those jokes. All right, Hercules now in the emergency segment. He has to get to the boiler room to stop the station from going kaboom. Hopefully he can do it.
Yeah, it takes 6 minutes. It's gonna be down to the wire.
Absolutely. 6 minutes is not a lot of time if you've never played the game before. Once you learn how to do this sector, you might be asking, why do we have 6? Why don't we have, I don't know, 2? But that's a bit scary. By the way, I didn't mention this, but there's something floating in Glenn's screen. It is called, we will not tell you until we get to that point. I'm kidding. Everyone here knows it's the Nightmare. It's literally its name. Sounds terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Herc into the... Oh, go on.
I was gonna say Glenn's starting emergency as Herc is entering the lava pools.
That's right, lava pools. Not a hard room, but can be annoying with the fireballs. Gets into the Mihei room at 511. Oh, Novas. Not a fan of them. Here you go. Let's see how he can handle the double Namiheis here. 1, 2. Good job. Gets out of that room at 502. Always a good time. So much red. Oh my goodness. It hurts my eyes.
This might be one of my favorite segments.
Oh, same here, because it's just a pure adrenaline rush. Another zero beam, by the way. It's a pure adrenaline rush, Nacho. You just go, and you try to make it as smooth as possible. You're not getting any items here. You're just trying to stop the station from blowing up.
I think that's only one double for Herc.
Yeah, it looks like it. Which one did he miss, I wonder? It was a little hard to determine.
I think he missed the first one.
Okay.
As Glenn makes the drop down, we might get a solid high five opportunity here.
Oh, we absolutely will. I am stoked to see this. High fives are awesome in the game. Yeah, that means one runner's ahead of the other, but it's just cool. Imagine if you could see like the ghost of the other runner, kind of like a Mario Kart or something, where you just see the other person. You can genuinely give them a high five.
And here it comes.
There they go. Right at the exit of the Mihei room. High five, runner. See you in Animals.
Yeah, sadly, we can't save frames in Metroid Fusion. We have to, we're forced to save the animals, which I know is a hot topic for lots of different people.
Absolutely, especially SM runners. This is a very heated discussion for SM runners in particular. Don't mean to pick fun at the community, but listen, we get it. Save the animals, save the frames. I think for any percent PRKD, yeah, don't save the animals. That run is too small of a category. Maybe for 100% you should save them. I don't know. You're all over Zebus. You know what? This is off topic. This is a conversation for another day. We could save that for the next big event. Glenn now getting in at a 426. I believe Herc was a 429. It was awfully close. They both have 6 energy tanks, and I believe their total missile count should be either 100 or 105. It's going to be one of those numbers. It depends on if they picked up the Sector 6 missile. All right, now this next, this is actually something that's relevant to Fusion. Nacho, do you split for the animals?
I do.
Okay. This is something that runners may or may not split on. Some of them combine this into the next split, the Power Bomb segment. Some runners will add a segment for the animals. The way I do it is I split when the parent Decora, the big bird, bows down. I actually learned that, believe it or not, from MetalGlennSolid. That's what he does. I'm unsure if Herculesbenchpress has an animal split, and that's a darn shame because I was literally watching his run before this stream started. So, goes to show you how much I pay attention. But
I split like when the text box appears when you open up the door, which it doesn't mean like it really doesn't change much.
Yeah,
it just means the RNG for me is in the power bomb split, whereas yours is in the animal split. So. Because the animals can take their sweet time getting out of that door. And it is a fun time. Do we get an impossible strat from Herc?
I hope we get an impossible strat from Herc. Herc likes to do this. Let's see. Aim up. Let's go. Oh, he's not doing it. He's just going for the jump extend. I guess he just wanted to be safe here. I don't blame him.
It must be actually impossible then, I heard. I guess the name holds up.
That's right. You know what doesn't hold up? 4-shot doesn't exist. We saw that 3 times. Oh, what happened to Herc? He didn't get the speed boost. He must have not started far enough. Does he get it this time? Bang. Great Shine Spark up the shaft, avoids the funes or funes or whatever you want to call those stretchies, and opens the door, and he gets 2 Etacoons right off the bat. Really good here. Let's see how long it takes that third one. Up, there you go. Honestly, What do you think, Nacho? I'd say that was pretty good for the animals.
Yeah, I don't think that was too bad. I had to refresh because I think I had some audio desync, but I think it's better now.
I see. Yeah, that could sometimes happen, especially with 2 runners running here. Oh, I think we're going to get another high five. This is amazing.
Oh, in the elevator, no less.
Oh, high fives in the elevator. Beautiful. High five, you two. They just love meeting each other during the run. Love it. Y'all are doing great. Keep it up.
Oh, impossible. No impossible strat. It's just too hard.
Glenn honestly gave me hope because he aimed up, and that is one of the hallmarks of possible strat, at least from the ones that I normally see. They aim up. I aim down. I guess you could do the impossible strat aiming down, but I don't do it at all. I resort to the possible strat because I'm trying to win my run. I'm not trying to kill my run. That's an awful idea. Let's see how Glenn's animal. Oh, the Atacoon just ignored the door. Oh boy. All right, there you go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, not bad.
Could have been better. Could have been worse.
Absolutely. I think that was mid. Animals. I think we take that.
I feel like most of the times the animals are just average. It's very, in my experiences at least. Again, my bar for good and bad is a lot different than, say, you or these runners right now.
Oh, no. Well, that might be true. At the same time, I do agree with your take, though, because, animals won't kill a run, but every now and then it feels like they take 30 years. And by then, I've grown a beard, I'm all of a sudden, what else? I have white hairs. It takes forever. So I like when that doesn't happen because I'm scared of growing up. And I like when these splits are much shorter.
All right, Herc. Now, is he going to get the spark? Yeah. Herc now going over to get the power bombs as Glenn is getting the speed boost through the elevator to get this missile.
All right, Herc now will be going to get this item. He will be doing this while Glenn's on the longest elevator in the game. All right, Herc, let's see what your time is for the power bomb here. We split at the beginning of the melody, so it's a 50-13. 50-13 for Hercules. This next split is pretty fun because it is a sizable one. It won't split again until Space Jump. Herc opting to just wait. Honestly, Herc, that is the play.
Glenn is going into my favorite text in the whole game.
I wonder why.
The data room is right here, in case you forgot from what I told you a little bit ago.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't blame Samus for forgetting because it was so long ago. It was like, what, 5 minutes? That's a long time. But yes, absolutely right. It is the best text in the game because you don't have to sift through him Adam monologuing about why his favorite candy is what it is. No, he just stops talking for once, which is great. That's interesting. Herc going for a wall jump to hit that power bomb up high. I wonder if he's aware you don't need to do that to break these top blocks here. You want to hit a high power bomb so you can break 2 sets of blocks at once and essentially avoid any sort of time loss. Glenn got his power bomb at 51:30. So Hercules, I literally have a comparison here, is 1 minute and 17 seconds ahead at this point. Glenn also opting to wait for this Ripper. Jumping in, getting a power bomb. Good job. You're going to collect a few powerbomb expansions here as they need to for 100%. This next room can be quite the difficulty for new runners of the game. But you're going to see these runners make it look easy. This is called Ripper Road. Let's see how Herc does it. You're going to want to freeze these Rippers on top of crumble blocks and just jump over them.
Oh.
Whew. Oh boy, that what's crazy is Herc had a really good freeze on that first Ripper Nacho, and it just looked like he slipped.
He had a solid freeze on the second one here. I think he just missed the jump over, but good second try, first try. Honestly, I only saw one attempt.
There you go. So now he got it. Glenn getting up some valuable time there. Glenn making up. That mistaken Ripper would probably cost Herc around 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, and this split has a lot of RNG too, so there's a good chance for Glenn to really catch up if he gets a solid. If the game plays into his favor here.
Absolutely.
Ooh, looks like that powerbomb was just a little too low for Glenn.
Oh, that's so interesting. To have the power bomb hit the blocks, but to not hit the red Garon. I've never seen that. That is a first. But yeah, as you can see, that clearly was the reason. It was just too low.
But a first try on Ripper nonetheless. He powerbombed that door early, so he should just be able to be boost out. But looks like he just bonked, so he's gonna have to take a slower way out.
Bonks, goodness, I don't like bonking. And I bonked a lot in that room, honestly, when I first started speedrunning this game. There's a way to kind of break one of the bomb blocks with a speed boost, so that's what you try to do there. Not the biggest time loss, but again, these runners want to optimize their routes as much as possible. Oh no, it's Ridley! Oh, it's just Ridley's corpse. Ignore the X-Parasite, I'm sure it's not important. Anyways, Herc's gonna get a hidden powerbomb. Imagine knowing that there was a powerbomb in this location. This one could be hard if you're trying to 100% the game and you have no idea where this powerbomb is. Good luck, because no one would really think to revisit this spot in a first playthrough.
I was blessed as a kid. I had the player guide, so I knew where all the locations were. So it's just one of those things that stuck with my memory.
No shame there whatsoever, honestly, because I did the same thing for Prime. So, Nacho, kudos.
Herc at the JRP jump.
The JRP jump is a confirmed technique, by the way, all right? If JRP says he doesn't know what that is, he's just being humble. It is a confirmed technique. It saves literally 0 seconds, but it's still cool to do. And at the end of the day, swag is kind of awesome in a speed run.
Swag wins races, I hear.
Oh, it does. It absolutely can win races. Hercules now in the reactor room. A lot of vegetation choking the components here. He'll get to that in a moment, but first he's got to do a little bit of pest control. There is a giant... I mean, I guess it's not a spider. I don't know. It acts like a spider. It looks like a spider. For all intents and purposes, I think it's a spider. It's just missing 2 legs. And this is, I think, another divisive boss. Hold on, does Glenn get the JRP jump? Almost had it. Nacho, what's your opinion on Yakuza? The spider, by the way.
I don't like nowadays. I don't mind it. I used to really hate Yakuza because I wasn't able to get the opener down, but recently I've been able to get it more consistently, and it's not as bad. It's still annoying because you can get anywhere between 1 to 4 rounds. Let's see what Herc gets. He gets a 1 round.
Oh my goodness! 1 beam, 1 round. I am jumping for joy if that happens to me.
Not a bad second face so far either.
Yeah, taking some damage, but you're in hundo. Honestly, you can take those damage as long as you're hitting the spider when it jumps. Good second phase. Let's see if he hits these doubles. Wow, 2 late doubles there. Really good job. 57.02 pickup time for him, and he had a 1-1. Glenn with a 0 beam. Nice. High five again. It was very brief, but they did high five a 3rd time.
Let's see how many rounds Glenn gets out here.
Well, it turned the spider blue already. 2.
Oh, he didn't. Oh, he got it. Oh, woo.
Wow,
He didn't get
okay.
it for a second.
So Glenn had a 0-2 and Herc had a 1-1. All comparable times. I would be thoroughly happy with either of those.
Yeah, and now while Glenn clears that up, we have Herc facing the SAX once again. And definitely a very scary part for casual players. I know this part terrified me for a very long time when I first played.
Oh yeah, not only did it terrify me, it stooped me. I could not get this. It took me months to finally clear this. Because I didn't really, I don't know, I was really bad with movement as someone who'd never played Metroid before. And the SAX killed me time and time again. It was rough. Hercules bench press with the power bomb. You want to main that power bomb high so you can kill all the Puyos to grab this power bomb with little interruption. 120 and 16 is his count. I believe he has a total of 18. All right, he will be fighting the next boss. One of the cooler bosses in this game, at least for the speed run, in my opinion. Not because it's dynamic. It's actually one of the most boring fights in the game. I just like it because it's fast. Speaking of fast, Herc got a 0 beam again. Shoots the power bomb early. He's going to want to disrupt these buds and just spam missiles on Notori. Oh, got hit by one of the buds there. He doesn't want to fall into the Samus Eater because that will disrupt him big time.
Yeah, thankfully you don't have to worry about taking damage here and because you don't really need to farm missiles for the core fight. Where in any percent, you want to try and get out as close to damageless as possible so you can get those green X. Herc here just doing quick work with that core, getting plasma at I think 59, like 30.
Yeah, roughly. It looks like that was the time. And he did hit one double as so pretty decent fight overall. He did get disrupted by the pedals a few times, so that cost him a few seconds. But all in all, I think he's pretty happy with that fight. Getting Notori under an hour, always a good time.
Yet another high five?
Is that another high five, you two? Look at this. It was brief. Glenn saw him. Yeah. That's 4 times they've met up. They really like each other. Good friends. They kind of want to meet up. All right, here we go. 1 beam for Glenn. Nice energy tank grab for Herc. By the way, do you want to know the beam counts, Nacho, or have you been keeping track yourself and you know the answer?
Why don't you tell me?
Well, who do you think has the most?
Oh, it has to be Glenn.
Glenn has 11. Herc has 8.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a 3 beam difference. So it's close. But right now, for sure. Yeah, otherwise, though, the RNG, at least outside of the fights, has been pretty comparable. We had a 10 jump for Herc on Zazabi, 9 for Glenn, and a 1-1 for Hercules and a 0-2 for Glenn.
Yeah, I mean...
We'll see how Gauntlet treats them both. Gauntlet there's a reason it's called Gauntlet. It's one of the hardest stretches in this game, where you fight Yakuza, Notori, and Nightmare back to back to back. Oh, key hunters. Keep them in their boxes. Cry, how many rolls? Well, we do know Herc had a roll. I don't know how much Glenn had because his stream, at least on this stream, froze over. So when Glenn joins the post chat later, we can ask him. But it really does seem like, aside from beams, the runners have had comparable RNG here, so...
Yeah, the only disparity is the Idor beams, which really isn't... You said there's a 3 beam difference?
Yeah, that's it.
Which really... I mean, it's a lot. 3 beams can be a lot of time, but in the grand scheme of this category, it's nothing you can't make up and clean up or something.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not the reason there is a difference, at least in the times of now. Let's see here. So Glenn opts to get that ouch missile. A few runners will opt to get that during cleanup, so there might be a different time there. I mistakenly forgot that that's something Ronald Rage does. I was watching the Monkey and Ronald race, and I saw Ronald had 5 less missiles than Monkey did, and I thought, man, I really hope Ronald does a 99%. But then I remember he grabs that missile after the fact. So you'll see. Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say Herc opted to do the Shine Spark, not the Nightmare Space Boost that we have seen happen a couple different times this tourney.
Do you like the space boost?
I've never attempted it.
It's hard. I've never gotten it, but I do like to try it. I don't do it seriously in runs. I did it against Monkey because I accepted my fate at that point. Racing against the #1 seed, you know, you accept your fate. But you know what that also does? It puts you into this sort of like mental where you can just be willing to risk doing stuff because what's the worst that's going to happen? You lose? Exactly. Glenn now entering 5 for, I believe, the 30th time. So is Hercules. They're both here for the 30th time. They're going to grab a few items before they fight a boss that I have mixed feelings about. Oh, he got hit by the Girabu. Does he get this? He does. Okay, cool. Not bad. Let's see. Does Metal Glenn get the Shine Spark? Bang. Of course he does. These runners know what they're doing. Love it. Good job by Glenn and Herc.
I missed how many beams that was for Nightmare.
That was 2 for Herc, so now he has 10.
Right? And he does the crumble fall for the E-Tank, which I know you have very strong opinions about.
I just listen. I know it's easy, but I'm not going to risk it. But I know people in chat are going to roast me, but I think at this point, I don't do it out of pettiness, which is a horrible mentality to have. But you know what? This is what happens. Nacho, do you do that strat? I can't stand it.
No, I don't. I do the bomb.
There you go. You know what? Better safe than sorry. One time I was racing against Ronald Rage, and he said it was free. He proceeded to fail it. And at that point, I was like, I am never doing this trick. I don't care how good runners have it. Hercules getting a bad nightmare here. He had at least 3 orbits and a low. Hopefully he can recover here. He definitely lost some time.
Well, you got the intro double off the...
Oh, that's a tough double to nail. Nice. A very tight double there. Good job, Herc. Ideal doubles there. Glenn had to redo a power bomb for recharge room power bomb. Proceeds to ignore the farm. There you go. Grabs the energy tank. Good job on Glenn. They both go for the strat over the crumble blocks.
Yep. Now what's Glenn doing here? Oh, okay. I thought he was trying to get Nightmare all the way up.
Oh, no.
Which I think is a 1% strat.
Yeah, it absolutely is, because in 1%, you can't risk what Glenn's doing right now, because look it, he would already have died if this was 1%, because you don't get any energy tank. So you have to manipulate Nightmare in a different way. In 100%, just take the damage. You got so much energy. Nice R-shot space boost by Hercules to get down into the worst room in the game. Let's see how he handles it. 1 damage by the crab. 2. These crabs are called yards, by the way.
Just got denied by the power bomb. Well, he got the freeze though, so he ended up getting there.
Ooh, Glenn had a rough nightmare pattern there. Up, there you go. He was able to kill it rather quickly. All right, Herc escapes worst room of the game. Moving on. Great movement there. I think Glenn tanked a double, but other than that, he got 2 of them, so... Good fight by Glenn. He now has lost the pizza suit, and he has acquired the cool suit.
Yep. And meanwhile, Herc is going on down to open up the red doors without permission.
Horrible. You're supposed to listen to what Adam says, Samus. This is bad. Kidding, of course. Runners do not like Adam. Actually, I don't think it's just runners. I think Metroid fans in general do not like this person.
Glenn almost forgot about the powerbomb item there. Thankfully, he remembered.
He recognized it. That is an item that is incredibly punishing to forget. So it's good that he remembered it when he did. Because missing that item, oh boy. Let's see. Your best chance to get it would be clean up in Sector 5. It's probably going to cost
really
you.
out of the way.
Yeah, so it's good that he remembered to get it. Now he is in lower 4. Herc got red doors. He just got the 12th energy tank in the ouch room. Glenn now into the worst room of the game. Let's see how many yards he dodges. Gets hit by 1. Tanks another hit. Wow. All right, let's see how he escapes worst room.
That is a very clean escape.
Yeah, honestly, that's one of the better worst room in the games I've seen, period. Good job on Glenn. That room is rough to do, even for a top runner. So good job there.
Adam is like Flash Frost. Metroid Fusion community doesn't like Adam.
Oh, wow. There you go. I get it. People in chat are roasting me again. You know what? I deserve it. It's understandable. Oh, boy. I'm gonna put that name down for perhaps a future timeout in my channel. Sorry, we're talking about the race here, not my own personal grievances. All right, here we go, Nacho. One of the biggest tricks in the game. Let's see how Herc nails it.
Oh.
Whew.
Unlucky, but you know, it's not the worst.
It's not the worst. He killed the Kago.
Yeah, he absolutely... Killing the Kago means that your time loss is less. You're still losing time here, but if you don't kill the Kago, it's about 18 to 20 seconds in comparison, at least for someone of that skill level. It's probably a little less for if someone's faster. But overall, decent backup, and yeah, I bet Herc's feeling that. That's definitely a bit of a punch in the gut right there for missing that trick.
Mm-hmm.
Navigates the POW Imp room really well. Door fixes the room. Apparently this room has a door fix in and out, by the way. Clocks in with a diffusion of 109.34.
Glenn used a spring ball jump out of the heading into the out of red doors. I don't know what the room is called.
Oh, the gold sizer room with the energy tank?
Mm-hmm.
I see. Yeah, so that is the ideal way to do the strat. I don't know if he did it as ideal as, say, Monkey or Scotty would do it, but I want to learn that strategy using the spring ball, because if you could stay in ball the entire time and just move optimally through the room, you're saving time that you would waste otherwise on morphing and then morphing again. So good on Glenn there for nailing that. Gets past the Ever. All right.
Herc finishing up Sector 4's cleanup, which we do now as opposed to later.
Yep. That power bomb is literally the last item you get in Sector 4. So if he didn't miss anything, which I don't think he did, it looks like he acquired every item. Sector 4 is done. We will only be making a quick detour in it. Here comes Glenn with the Shine Spark. Does he get it?
So far, so good.
Gets the
Bang.
missile. Bang. Look at that. Good job on Glenn for nailing Kago Spark. It is one of, not the hardest trick in the game, but one of the harder tricks in the game. Not because it is, what's the word? I feel like that trick is really more of a mental thing. You got to be tight with your movement, no doubt, but it really is a mental thing because you're an hour into the game. You know that if you fail the trick, it loses a lot of time. So I genuinely think that trick is more of a mental one. Because I don't think physically it's all that difficult, but you know the feeling, Nacho. You fail that room, and like we said earlier, it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn with a 111.29. So Herc has gained some distance since the last time check that we had here. Glenn has a few more items to grab in Sector 4. Hercules is now fully into Sector 6. Remember that bomb block we talked about earlier? He's going to grab it now. And on the other side of this big room, if you recall him leaving Sector 6, he bombed the other side because there's a bonus item. A lot of items in Sector 6. Gets another energy tank. Look at this. We have 1,300 energy. So at this point, a runner is not going to what's the word? Necessarily have to worry about dying here unless an utter disaster happens. So what's going to happen here is now runners are just going to really finish their movement here. We're near the end game stretch. Something about Metroid Fusion, again, that is really cool is that there are multiple categories, like any Metroid game that's a speedrun game. But this one really has two distinct parts. It's the basic run through the story, collecting certain items on the way when they're ideally fast enough, and also cleanup, which is going to begin very soon for these runners. Hercules just has 2 more bosses. To be fair, Glenn has 2 more bosses too. He just has a bit more of Sector 6 that he has to clear. So Herc is going to cross the line here and trigger a little flag. Pretty much, you're going to hear the computer say, warning, no entry without authorization. As a camera spotted Samus trying to get into the restricted section. Too bad the gate faces away from her. And this isn't Super Metroid where she can do gate glitch. She needs the wave beam. And what do you know it? That's what this box fight has. It's the box, same one from Sector 3, now infected by the X-Parasite. Let's see how Herc does here. Does get hit by the boss, so he does fall down a little bit. Oh. That takes a few more hits, gets hit by a missile. There you go. Again, he has the energy to tank these shots, but in any percent, he'd be dangerously low right now. So good on him for recovering. Now all he needs to do is hit this wave core 4 times. He's hit it twice. Glenn now got the missile in Sector 6, so Glenn is slowly but surely catching on up. Nice wave beam acquisition by Hercules at 113.52.
Yep, and now Herc going back and saying, I'm going in anyway.
That's right.
Restricted sector. Where we finally see the name of the game flash.
Are you kidding me? It took me an hour and 15 minutes and I finally get to see Metroids? That's amazing. There they are. Look at them. They're so adorable. Hard to believe they turn into dangerous creatures. But that's right. A Metroid game that doesn't have Metroids until the very end. Now, MetalGlennSolid. Where did Baria come from? You know what? I think my mind's on him because he races later today. Baria, hi! Sorry for that. Glenn is now about to fight Xbox. Hi, Baria. There he is. He's in chat. Baria has been such a big help for this tournament, by the way. Thank you. Without you, Baria, we'd be lost. So I do appreciate your help. And those who are fans of this tournament, you should give him some kudos as well. He's been great. Not the only one, of course, but just love to give shout outs to the big helpers of this community when we can. Couldn't put it on without them. Nice kill by Glenn. I believe that was either 3 or 4 rounds. Now he's going to shoot the wave core 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So believe it or not, it's roughly about 1 minute and 45 seconds behind Herc, which was the same path or the same time distance at Diffusion Missile. So both of them are kind of keeping pace here. Hercules will now enter lower 1. Some people call it Torian. I get why. It kind of does resemble Torian from Zebes. Just, you know, without the dangerous Rinkas and, you know, the Metroids that were just killed by the SAX, sadly.
Yep, and we're slowly approaching the most quiet boss in all of Metroid.
Absolutely. This is not a lie. It is quiet. So if I were you, chat, I would max out your volume just in case you can't hear the boss. All right, let's
Good kill on the Golden Pirate.
Nice kill there. Good job by Herc. You want to kill this Golden Pirate because it blocks access to this room where you get another power bomb. So many power bombs in this game. Grand total of 74. Herc charges the diffusion missile, shoots that up, wants to lay a power bomb to get through this room as fast as possible. Good job. Gets the wave beam shot on the pirate. That is a smooth escape for Glenn and a smooth room for Hercules. Turns around. Now, if you may wonder, if you're watching this game, Well, how are they killing pirates from up front? The gold pirates have to be killed from behind. Well, the way this game works, if you shoot the pirates and you turn around, pretty much the game assumes you're behind the pirate and the shot will connect, but you have to turn around before the shot connects.
Okay, only 2 beans, not the full Schmade treatment.
Oh man, the Schmade treatment. That is legendary, that meme. All right, let's see how Herc's Ridley does. Raise up your volume, everyone. Remember, Ridley's a quiet boss. Perfect ASMR to like sleep to, right, Nacho?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is my alarm clock in the morning.
It's your alarm clock. You know what? That's so awesome. Mine is the death tone from Final Fantasy VII. A very different tone from Ridley's scream, but you know what? I think they get the message across. There you go. Oh, nice. 2 doubles by Hercules. This is a hard double to connect with. Great fight. 1:18:10 for Ridley, for Hercules.
And now Herc gets to start up on cleanup.
That's right. Clean up.
The best part of 100%. Casual double red X, by the way, on Glenn's side.
Oh, man. We tempted to absorb them and just reset the room.
Yep. We now have a solid, like, what, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of uninterrupted movement without Adam talking to us?
That's right. I think this is the best part of the game, Nacho. I know it's stressful, but this is what I love 100% for, this marathon.
Yeah, it's definitely the most satisfying part of doing Hundo. What I've learned and appreciate as well.
Let's see how he does these gold pirates. Glenn opts for a very specific strategy. I don't know if this is optimal, where you have to worry about diagonals being up close. I believe he'd have an easier time with those pirates if he just stood still and just turned around. But he does get past them. Let's see how this Ridley door treats. No Schmade treatment! Oh my gosh, you're not gonna believe this. But guess who has the most beams? It's Herc! It was a turnaround, Nacho. How about that?
That is something.
That is something. That's right. Glenn now fighting Ridley, and Hercules is approaching cleanup or he's already in cleanup. He's approaching some of the harder parts of cleanup in Sector 1. Let's see if he could do saveless here. He's going to break these blocks. He's going to try to turn at this door and get a tight speed boost. He's going to want to stop it right at the ladder. See if he does it. Falls through. Bang. Almost perfect. All he needed to do was turn around a split second earlier, but overall, great movement.
Did he get it again?
It looked like he got a good shot cancel there. Let's see if he can get Saveless Part 2. He does? Oh, perfect.
Massive.
All right.
That's 2 less door transitions you have to worry about.
Yeah, that's really good. You know what's funny is I've yet to get both of them in a run yet. So when I do, I expect the easiest gold of my life. But we'll see, because it's more than just those 2 rooms. Herc thought he had a full-on diffusion missile there. To be fair, I thought he had one too. But it's all right. He's in the sizer room, grabs a missile. Glenn now is on cleanup as well. Just began it. He will be leaving lower 1. So now it's a race to the finish. And remember, it's about 1.5 minutes plus the difference here, but trust me when I say this race is far from over. See how Herc handles this wall jump room. Does it really well. Now, you might be asking, Flash, wall jump? He just space jumped. Well, believe it or not, you could do that room with wall jumps. I think that's what the room is ultimately designed to show you. But, again, faster is better here. Does he go for the space boost, or will he shine spark? Space boosts? Ooh,
Got the first item?
He's going
Second
up.
item.
He got the space boost in Lava Room. Hercules bench press with an amazing showing right there. That is a very difficult trick to do, and he just nailed it.
And that's it for Sector 1 for Herc as he hops on over to Sector 3. As Glenn starts off with those 2 speed boost items in by the by the charge boss.
That was very impressive. You know, now, considering Herc's speed, I'm just going to do a sneak peek on his actual stream and see where he is in terms of his actual splits. All right, this is a pretty good pace for him. Glenn gets the first item. Let's see. He gets the wall jump here. All right, let's see if he could do saveless as well. Oh, he gets it too. These runners, Nacho, they're talented. I mean, they're talented. Can't say anything less. Really good runners here.
I think I feel like Sector 6 might be the... Oh my, did Herc just get the bomb jump?
I think, does he? I'm a little behind, so let's see here. Oh, he does! He got the jump bomb jump. Remember, we were talking earlier about how difficult that trick is to get. Herc just flexing now in front of Speedgaming 6 here. Chat, I hope you're impressed here. This is really good. Now he's in Lava Room. I like that nickname, Herculesbenchpress. I mean, he's living up to that name for sure. By the way, he golded Sector 1. So, Herc is on fire right now. And also in the game, he was in the lava. So, yeah, fire. But pretty good, Herc. Keep up the good work there. Glenn going for the space boost. All right, misses the first item, grabs the second.
Oh, it looks like Herc's POV's frozen. I'm gonna go swap.
Yeah, you could swap the audio if you want there. I can rest assured, chat, Herc's stream has not frozen on his side. It's just a little bit of some latency here, but don't you worry. Herc's run is still very much alive and well. Glenn is now entering Sector 3. Let's see, he's going to go for a space boost here. Get some easy momentum, grabs that missile. Another space boost will be coming up shortly. I believe he goes for this as well.
Oh, you missed it. So I have to come back for those two items.
This is a kind of a blessing in disguise. It is a time loss, but if there's any space boost that you can afford to miss, that's the one. Because of the fact that you clean up in essentially a lap of Sector 3. He'll do a literal loop.
Ooh, Glenn almost had the bomb jump.
He did. You know what's funny? He actually did nail it, but I think the power bomb animation prevented him from grabbing the ledge. So, yeah.
Well, technically, on stream, this looks like a high five moment, even though it's probably not, because Herc's screen is currently frozen over here.
Yeah, for those who are curious, Hercules is no doubt in Sector 5 right now, doing cleanup there. So when you see him come back, it will definitely appear like a bit of a shock, but don't you worry. His race is still very much alive. In the meantime, Glenn gets through Lava Maze, and there he is. Well, Herc's stream, as you can see, literally the 3 and 5 connector when we last got a visual from him. Now he's in 5. Let's see how he handles Crow's Nest here. Oh, he slipped. Not a major time loss, thankfully. Gets through the gates, grabs the power bomb, moving on. Glenn approaching Nova Stairs, kills the ouches. Does he remember the door fix? Yes, he does. That is a punishing door fix if you don't remember. That's like almost a full second. Takes forever for that door to open. Ooh, a shoot disrupted Herc, so he's going to have to go back around. He's probably losing a few seconds here in Sector 5. I don't think this is really going to kill a lot of momentum, though, Nacho, because overall, his cleanup has looked pretty impressive so far.
Yeah, I can't agree more. Just got to get these 2 items, which is this, and then the magic box on the other side. And then we're off to probably one of the more technical sectors for cleanup, Sector 6.
That's right.
We were told earlier that Herc's AI bot on his channel predicted that something might happen with him in Pillar Highway. I won't say any more of that because I don't want to be waiting for a commentator's curse.
Yeah, commentator's curse is rough, especially with me. I'm one of the more cursed individuals here right now. Just ask Agent Nico42. Hate to drop your name in chat, but I'm going to do it anyway. Good job by Glenn to recover, by the way. Face boost. Oh, so close. Oh, he missed! I thought the visual cue was off there for a second. Let's see. He's got to line up to the right of that little black mark in the background. Oh, Herc is having a rough time in this room. Up. That's not... You got to go a little further. Oh, no! He missed again! Hercules! Rough. Okay, let's see.
He's just going to go for this other item for now. And come back.
Honestly, I don't blame him. But, yeah, this is rough. All right, let's see. Come on, Herc. You got this. Third time is the charm. He's got to line up to the right. That'll do it. Literally right down the middle. Well, it wasn't Pillar Highway, Nacho, but maybe the bot was on to something after all.
So plenty of Sector 6 to see, though, Flash. We'll see how the rest of the sector treats him.
Absolutely. Let's see. He's got to go now to space to get a power bomb that's literally suspended in space. Don't ask me. It's a video game. But it's there. Glenn now... Go on?
Oh, I was about to say exactly what you were going to say.
You can take it. Go off.
As Herc goes out into space, Glenn is getting the last few items in Sector 5. These speed boosters here. And then heading right behind Herc into Sector 6.
All right, so he gets space. Glenn gets the third to last item. 2 more items for Glenn. Herc now about to get one of my most hated items in 100%. It's the Crumble Power Bomb. I believe Herc tries to go for the Crumble Jump here and not the patented Acid Worm Skip strategy. For those familiar with ZN, you're going to use a certain bomb jump technique to just go over the Crumble blocks. It's a lot easier. But I feel like Herc's not going to do that. I think he's going to go for the Crumble Jump. Glenn is now in 6, by the way, so here's where things get spicy. Let's see how Herc does.
Ooh, almost had it.
He went for the Crumble. He almost had it.
There it is.
That is... Honestly, that's his primary strategy.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a perfect trick, by the way.
It is. It absolutely is. Glenn sadly misses the space boost. I respect him for attempting it. That is a fun trick to learn. I think he's going to try for it again. Let's see how he goes. Oh, he gets it.
Nice.
Good job, Glenn. Nice. Second try there. Glenn
Herc
doesn't
getting the
normally go
space
for
boost
that.
in the other room.
Did he get the R shot? I missed it because I was watching Glenn.
I heard it go up. I don't know. I couldn't see if it connected. I'm assuming it did, considering. Oh, maybe not.
Okay, so that's not missing the R shot because he did get the R shot. He just missed one of his plasma shots. That is very impressive, that room, to hit that R shot with the space boost. So good job on Herc. See if he can get this missile and clear the bomb block before it reforms. So close. Glenn now going into space. I hear the weather there is wonderful.
Herc getting ready to leave Sector 6. And we zoom by Sector 4 for a quick minute. Not really.
Yeah, let's see if he gold Sector 4. This is going to be really interesting. See, chat, lock in for Sector 4.
Quick, you gotta be ready. Don't blink.
And... Oh, good job, Hercules, for doing that.
Put them claps in chat.
Yeah, for sure. You know what's crazy is he doesn't split at 4, but I think that was a gold Sector 4. All right, let's see how Glenn goes for this. Does he do crumble jump too? No, he's going to go for the bomb jump. There you go. First tries that. Hercules struggling with Crumble City. Oh!
Good recovery.
This man, you know how he knows how to do that so well? Because he's good at randomizer. And I've seen him in that room in randomizer. He knows what he is doing. Good job, Herc. All right.
I think I've seen him do that room without space jump, which
he did do it without space jump, which is
ridiculously
insane.
hard. But it's a little too early on that Shine Spark into the room with the power bomb.
Yeah, so he's going to lose some time there, but I think he will be overall fine. Good bomb placement. I think he was also worried he might have bombed it just at the wrong moment. Let's see. All right, cool. Huh. That didn't detonate. Well, you know what? You got it now. Perfect. Hercules will grab a single item in Sector 1, which is just best to pick up now. Ooh, does Glenn get it? Oh, that's rough. Falling into that room makes it really hard to do a space boost to get through the space blocks.
Hey, second time's the charm.
See if he gets it. Good job, Glenn. He got long door too, which is just cool. It's an awesome little visual glitch there. Love it. I don't think visual glitch is the proper term, but you know what I mean, Nacho. It's just weird. The door looks weird. It's cool. I don't know how else to describe it. Hurt tries the respin, fails, but with the respin, you could do this strat and back up very easily. Good job on her. Minimal time lost there in the Ripper Tower. Glenn now getting out of Sector 6. He will be joining Herc in Sector 2. I think there might be a chance for them to high five one more time. It's gonna be a close one. Did I tell you, Nacho? I learned why that room is called Wonder yesterday with Dark Spy.
Yes, I learned too. So
yeah, I thought it was just because it was a wall. No, it's the song by Oasis, which is the room that Herc just left. It's stuff like that that's really cool, and I will give the community props for.
And very
cool.
Does Crumble City quick. Clean first item.
All right. Oh, that one hurts, especially because that top block faded away and before he had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Good recovery, though, by Glenn to get it back. Hercules is now in the Zabi Highway or Speedway. I don't know, but I hate it.
Yeah, I had some struggles with it in my run against Monkey. Not that it mattered in race-wise, but for PB-wise, it was a big,
oh yeah, I know
big
that
frustrating point.
All right, so Herc didn't have the speed keep. That's fine there. He's just going to get this item last. Good job by Herc, and he is done with 2. Now he just needs to get out of there. While Glenn will be moving into Sector 1 to grab the hidden item that was, again, ignored just because it's faster to get now.
Nice space boost by Glenn.
And he goes downward too. Oh, he goes up. I didn't see that. It looked like he was heading down in the room transition. Wow, good. You know, it's ideal, believe it or not, Nacho, to go up with that space boost.
Is it really?
It's faster because if you think about it, if you go down, you would think it's closer to the exit, but you have to go backward down the left slope. So it's actually faster to take the upward pattern.
Well, now I know. I just assumed down was faster because of where you need to go.
Oh, trust me, I literally thought the same thing probably a few days ago until Scotty and Monkey taught me otherwise. Thank you, Scotty and Monkey. Again, top runners in this community, and they're willing to help out. I appreciate them a lot. They've helped me become a better runner for sure. So shout out to those two. Glenn now going for try number 2 in Ripper Tower. Nails it. He goes for the safer strat, the diffusion missile, while using the ladder. It's definitely slower, but it's more reliable because many times you don't have to worry about respinning if you're just not good with it.
Yep, and Herc is now on the final text of the game, as Glenn has just a couple more items in Sector 2 before he has to deal with Adam one last time.
All right, so this conversation between Samus and Adam is essentially Adam locking her in the... No, I gotta kill the SAX. Because the Federation wants to harness the power of the SAX. How they plan on capturing such a dangerous creature, I don't know. But that's why Samus gets very angry here. So this is why that talk is so long, because she is trying to get out of there and kill the SAX. And she has to convince the computer to let her do that. In the meantime, while that horrendously long dialogue is going on, Glenn is about to enter the Zabi Speedway.
Yeah, let's see what he chooses to do. Does he go for the speed keep, or does he take the bottom item first?
Honestly, if you're not good with the speed keep, go for the bottom item first, and it looks like Glenn might be doing that here. I don't blame him. Speed is tough, especially in this room.
Yeah, you gotta dodge, you gotta zigzag through the floor to get back in time. It's kind of tight.
Yeah, you know, and here's the thing. You could easily get a 140 RTA without having to do that trick, so it's not something I would particularly stress myself with. And it looks like Glenn is going to get this second item first try. Good on Glenn, by the way. This room, again, it's not a hard room, but every now and then, speed booster, I don't know what it is about this game. It's just rough. All right, let's see this SAX. 4-shot is not a myth. Come on, Herc. Let's go. Oh, I guess it is a myth. That was a 5-shot. Looks at it, that, not gonna lie. But you know what? He 2-shots the beast form of the SAX. He'll be moving to the ice core of this fight, while Glenn gets out of Sector 3. Let's count the doubles. All right, he missed one, it seemed. I don't know which one he missed. Remember to door fix this door. A lot of people don't do it. Saves you a good amount of time. It's another horrendously long door trim. Jump at the very top of the room. Speedrunners, if you're paying attention in chat, do that. It's going to save you some time.
Yep. We might have a high five here, like, depending on how quick.
Oh, I think we might. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's see. It's going to be close because Glenn has to enter one room that's just out of the path. Oh, Glenn just gets out of there. You know what? They shouted each other's name across the hallway. They heard each other. Glenn! Herc! Was nice knowing you! Let's see if Herc gets the swag spark here, which is essentially just the fancy term for low height. Let's see if he gets it. It's a tough trick to do. Oh, something happened there where the spin, I guess he might have jumped too high, so the spin animation ended. Let's see if he does the fast X-spawn. Okay, so he does the jump, so hopefully he did the previous room right there. He should be able to get a fast ice core spawn here. All right.
And that's going to do it for Herc.
Good job, Hercules. Yeah, by the way, has all the items. That.
Yep. GG's.
GG's for Hercules. 1:42.05. That is above average and only 32 seconds off of his personal best. He put on quite the show there. All right, next up is Glenn to finish this run. Should be able to get a 144 here, maybe a 145. See if he gets the 4 shot on the SAX. That would be wonderful.
Oh, here's Herc.
Here is Hercules. Hercules, congratulations on the win there.
Thank you.
How you feeling about the run?
It was a good run, good-ish. If I don't know what happened in Sector 6 or why I lost the space boost. I for some reason I didn't get the A input, and I just landed for whatever reason, and I just couldn't remember the exact placement for the backup. And I think if I hadn't have messed that up, this probably could have been like a 2-second PB maybe. Surprisingly enough, I mean, as good as this run was, like going against my average, I was behind like the entire time.
I see. Yeah, I was looking at your splits on your main stream. I noticed you were running against, and
Whoa.
you nailed a few good golds too, it seemed.
Compared to my PB, apparently, yeah. I was plus 4.5 at ice missiles, but then minus 9.1 at emergency.
Ah.
Animals, I lost 10 seconds. Go figure.
We were actually talking about that. Animals it looked like a pain for both of you. It didn't look too good, but it also, at least on the surface, didn't appear too bad, but 10 seconds is rough. Especially considering just how annoying that split can be. Herc, do you split at animals?
I do, yeah, when the door opens, when
Right,
the shutter fully opens.
All right, cool. Which means that RNG is hit on your power bomb split then, yes?
Correct, yeah. I like to split for the movement coming up out of 3.
Okay.
Just to kind of gauge whether or not I'm actually being consistent or not.
All right. Glenn, by the way, is almost finished with his run. Almost hit the swag spark, by the way. That also reminded me, what happened with yours? Did you run out of time? It looked like something happened with
I unmorphed and pressed A, and then it didn't activate when I pressed A, and then I lost it like a few frames later. So I'm not sure. Maybe it was too close, and I just lost it. I'm guessing I just lost it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
All
At
right.
this point, I was just letting things fly.
That's perfectly fine. Let's see how Glenn finishes this here. All right, gets some nice little hits done there on the Omega. Looks like he will finish with a solid 145. This should be a 4x.
Nice.
All right, overall, this has been a, what's funny? This has been the first race of the game, Hercules. Or the first race of the day, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hercules, your next race is, I believe, against Autumn Out of Habit, who's in your group, right?
Yes, on Monday.
On Monday. Are you excited? You excited to take at least a day off? You had 2 days of consecutive races.
I guess so, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I feel like I'm pushing to like improve my time and like try to like keep doing that. But I feel like once the tournament's over, once I'm eliminated, I'm just gonna be like, oh, I don't want to play with you anymore. Kind of like the Toy Story meme. I'm done playing with you.
100%'s a rough category sometimes. So
I am notorious for being not its biggest proponent. I more opt for the low percent categories, but like I'm gonna try and stick with it. Because like I'm seeing pretty decent like returns, because like looking at my average, like I saved like 15 seconds at charge beam, and then like 22 seconds at emergency on my average. Like there's a lot of big time saves here where like I'm getting consistent, and I could easily probably reach like sub 140.
oh, sub 140 is a big goal. I think you could do it though, Herc. I've seen your runs. Nailing those space boosts is a good step, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see though that Your A. I was told we were told earlier that AI bot predicted Pillar
Oh.
Highway to be the main issue, but
I'm gonna
Like,
bust its kneecaps because it called Pillar Highway, but it was across the street that it was the big issue.
Yeah.
I'll say it wasn't
Sure.
completely wrong, but
Yeah, right area code, wrong house.
Just got a message, by the way, from MetalGlennSolid. He says he won't be able to join, but he does, of course, send his GGs. So, of course, good
Gotcha.
job, Glenn, on finishing, and congrats, Herc, for winning your race.
Hooray! Moving on is
Yep.
still an option for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Still available.
yep, you and Glenn both run against Autumn on Monday, so
Mm-hmm.
those should be
Yeah.
a good chance to clinch into the bracket.
I think
For
if
you.
if I beat Autumn, I think I get into the bracket stage, regardless of whatever happens the rest of the way.
I believe so, because even if Autumn were to win her 2 races, you would have the tiebreaker. So yeah, you winning would essentially guarantee you a slot. So looks like
Ooh, no
a
pressure.
big race in 2 days for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pressure at all. I'm glad that this race was close. Knowing that like Glenn PB'd recently, kind of, him and I have been um kind of pushing our times lower as much as possible, and we're still pretty close on the leaderboard. So I'm glad that it was a pretty close race.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you or maybe Nacho, any other questions you have for our winner today?
Nope, I don't have any other comments. Good run, Herc and Glenn. It was really
Thanks.
cool to see. You guys both did various different like tricks, especially in like Sector 3. You got Speed Keep, Glenn did Data Spark. You both did different box fights. I think it was a great run to watch overall from both of you. And I'm excited to see your runs against Autumn on Monday.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how those go.
And maybe hopefully if the stars align, we get you two against each other in the bracket.
Well, unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna happen. That wouldn't happen until the finals because we'll be on opposite sides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would have to, I think, beat either Destructor or Mike and then humiliate Monkey SM a second time, which, I'm kidding. I didn't even beat him the first time. You know what, Herc? We'll do a redeem race after this is all said and done, for sure.
Yeah,
if he wants to.
definitely.
If we're exhausted out of Hundo, don't blame us. This category is quite the doozy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if that is it, we will end the episode here. Again, chat, don't be fearful because at 7 p.m. Eastern on Speedgaming 5, we will have another race, Sparia against Neither Bath. Herc, any last words before we end this episode?
Yeah, GG's, right?
Yeah. GG. GG, right? For those who know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Well, thank you again, Hercules. And thank you, Nacho, for helping with the commentating here. Always fun to have someone who knows the game and we can both just kind of bounce off each other. Guys, remember to follow the runners. I believe it's !R here. Oh, the command doesn't work. Follow Hercules and MetalGlennSolid. Literally, their name top of the screen are the names you follow on Twitch. You could follow Nacho CPA and myself, FlashFrost, Adam 1 at the end of it. And yeah, that'll be it for us. So from Herculesbenchpress, MetalGlennSolid, Nacho CPA, and myself, have a great day. And remember, don't save the animals.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.